Hi, thanks for watching Parks in Your Pocket. My name is Dave, and today I'm going to be sharing some tips for going to theme parks as a big and tall person here at Universal Studios Orlando. Right off the bat, my first tip is don't go through the main entrance. There's a side entrance here down this path for Blue Man Group. So if there's a long wait in the main entrance, you might try this one, and there might not be as long of a wait.
Great, you're all set. Thank you.
And it's that easy. You just have to have a park ticket. So if you're an annual pass holder, you might try coming in the side entrance. Or if you already have your park ticket, you can just scan in and come right in. So I got to beat the line. There's hardly anybody out right in front of me. So that's a pretty good tip. Another tip is always try out, always, if you're a big guy, always try out the tester seats. Don't wait in line and then get to the ride and not be able to ride it. But if you try out the tester seat and you just barely are not able to get it to click down, then give it a shot. A lot of the times the tester seats are a little bit less forgiving than the actual seats on the ride. So definitely give them a shot. If somebody is sitting in the tester seat, just, hanging out, just stand there right in front of them, look at them, and get them to get up, because that tester seat's there for a reason. It's not so you can sit down and take a load off. It's so that people can try out the seat. So don't be afraid to tell people they need to get up so you can try the seat. And if you try the tester seats, a lot of the times here at Universal, they will have both the modified seat and the regular seat. So be sure that you ask a crew member to see which one is which, so that you try the one that's bigger. So that's important. Always try the tester seats. So another handy tip is if you're trying to ride a ride at either Universal or Disney and it has a seatbelt like this one, okay? Don't sit down and then try and put the seatbelt on, because a lot of the times you'll be a little too wide and you'll be sitting on the little clip there. So if you see, this seatbelt comes out a long way. So while you're standing, grab it, pull it out, sit down, and before you put your butt all the way down, try and get yourself fastened in. There we go. So, it's a good little tip. Also, if it's really hot outside, like it is right now, do the inside rides or do a water ride. Don't stand out in the middle of the heat of the day in a line. Another tip here at Universal is always keep your pass with you, always keep your ticket with you. If you use one of these locker rides or you go on one of these locker rides, don't put absolutely everything in the lockers. You want to make sure that your pockets are empty, okay? But keeping your ticket with you, either on a lanyard or however you can do it, will make your life a lot easier, because then you don't have to have something like your wallet in your pocket or your phone in your pocket, and then that actually keeps you from fitting on the ride. So you want to be careful about that. Put everything you can in there, but at least keep your ticket out, just in case. Another tip for big and tall riders is if you're just almost able to fit on the ride, like here on the Mummy, I can do it if I put down the seat the right way, or the restraints the right way. So if you ease the restraints down very slowly, you don't have as much leverage as if you just kind of jam them down as fast as you can. If you put them down very quickly, you'll more than likely get the distance you need. But if you put them down very slowly, you don't have enough leverage to get that last click, because you're just moving like an inch. But if you're moving the restraints like 6 inches, you're going to get a lot more speed and a lot more leverage to be able to push the restraint down and get it into position. This tip has got me on a lot of rides that I normally wouldn't have been able to fit on had I not used it. So it can be a little painful, it can be uncomfortable for the ride, but at least it gets you through the ride. So that's one of my more useful tips. Another tip for your vacation, if you are here in Florida in the summertime or springtime, a little bit of the fall, and it's around 4 o'clock or like mid-afternoon, usually expect it to rain. There's always, seems to always be scattered showers here in Central Florida. Around that time of day, probably an 80% chance that you'll have like a 15-minute shower. That'll be really hard and then stop. And it'll be a little bit cooler afterwards. I don't know, it's just all the energy and everything in the atmosphere just kind of dissipates. So bring a poncho. I usually don't recommend bringing umbrellas. They're just unwieldy to get into lockers, but if you bring a foldable poncho, but don't pick up one here at Universal or in the parks, get one off Amazon. Get like a $20 one that isn't going to rip the first time you use it, because most of the ponchos you can get at parks are basically one-time use. You use them and they rip in the neck, especially if you're big like me. You just can't get them on without ripping them. So get one that's sturdy and just keep it folded up. Get a backpack, carry that around with you, and just try and keep it light, but it's a good place to keep water and a poncho for when you when you either need water or you're getting extra water you didn't really want from the sky. Another recommendation for big and tall people, I guess, or just people in general, if you want to come and check out Diagon Alley here, the Harry Potter area at Universal Studios, do it in the early morning when there's fewer people here. As you get into the afternoon, it gets more and more and more and more people, and you can't get anywhere. Especially if you want to go into Ollivander's, the wand shop. It's out shoulder to shoulder. It's crazy sometimes, but it is air conditioned. So on a hot day, if you don't mind just standing around a little bit, it can be a good idea. When it comes to Gringots, I can't guarantee you that the trick of putting down the restraints really quickly will let you get on the ride. But you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. And let's see. I know that on the test seat, if I put the restraints down very quickly, the green light doesn't come on for me. And it's like 2 inches of space. But the last time I tried to ride this, I didn't try the putting the restraints down quickly, and I only needed like 1/4 of an inch. So I might be able to ride Gringots, but I'll give it a try and we'll find out. Now, they're not going to let me record on the ride though, so I'm going to have to put you guys in a locker and then touch base with you afterwards. So here we go. Well, I have good news, guys. I went and tried on Gringots, and I tried putting the restraints down very quickly. It didn't quite work, but it was very close, and they were able to lean on the restraints and get it to go in. Just to give you guys some idea as to where I'm at as far as the restraints go. Out here at the test seat, I do not get a green light. Okay? But if you look at the other seat, when it turns green, is about there. So using the test seat, I'm able to get that kind of distance, and I'm still able to ride the ride. So if you try Gringots and you're not able to get the test seat to work, this test seat is one of the shorter legroom ones, and if you're tall like me, you might have a little bit of trouble. So keep that in mind, and don't be afraid to try it if you're anywhere near like 2 inches of difference here on the test seat. You might be able to do it. Another big and tall tip for any kind of vacation here in Orlando, there are a lot of like Brazilian steakhouses and buffets in the area. Don't hit those before you try and go to a theme park on the next day or even on the vacation. I would really recommend just eating smaller meals. It just, you know, don't load up, and you'll feel groggy and nasty and just unhappy. So, and then if you eat a big meal and you can't fit on a ride and it's just barely that way, it can get really frustrating. So definitely steer clear of like gorging yourself at a Brazilian steakhouse. I know I love Brazilian steakhouses. I can eat for hours and hours at a Brazilian steakhouse. But just if you're coming to Universal Studios and you're a little worried about fitting on the rides, think twice about it, because oh, bird, there was a bird, because it's your priorities, really. That bird tried to kill me. Here's another tip: watch out for wildlife. Another tip: definitely stay hydrated. You're gonna sweat a lot, and you can stop and get ice water at different places, which is really nice. They don't charge you anything for it unless you want to get a bottle of water. So stop, get some ice water, take a break, find some air conditioning every once in a while, just so that you don't pass out. Another tip for Universal Studios Orlando is if you're a big person, you you probably will have 1 or 2 rides you just can't fit on. Don't let it get you down. Here at Universal, they kind of tend to aim more towards like teenagers and small body types, your average body types, I guess. So don't let it get you down. There's still tons of stuff you can do here. You know, check out my other videos and see other rides and other things that you can do, so that you don't just kind of mope around and ruin your whole vacation. You don't want to let one ride, you know, ruin everything for you when you could be having a blast just if you went around and did other things. There are tons of things to do here, from shows to music, different kinds of food, and a whole bunch of different fun rides that even people larger than me can fit onto. So definitely give them a shot. Don't give up and mope around. Don't shut down. Just keep moving and go on to something else. Just, you didn't have fun on that ride. And a lot of the times, if you don't fit on a ride, they'll give you express passes to other things for everybody in your entire group. So keep that in mind, that if you don't fit, you have to take the walk of shame, which I don't particularly like that term, but that's what people seem to call it. Basically, you don't get to ride the ride, but you usually will get several express passes, either 2 express passes earlier in the day if it was a long ride wait, for everyone in your party. So even if everybody else in your party is able to ride and you are not able to ride, they will give you express passes that lets you just skip to the front of the line, basically, on other rides for free, just for waiting in the line on that one ride, even if you use an express pass to get that one. So I mean, it's worth it to try if you're borderline, but if you fail, it's not going to be the end of the world. So don't be afraid to try. That's a tip. Thanks for watching Parks in Your Pocket. My name is Dave, and that's just about all the tips I have for you today for big and tall riders here at Universal Studios. If you have any rides here in the Central Florida area that you would like me to review, please reach out and comment on this video or email me directly. And remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so you get a notification every time we release a new video. Bye.